Scott Foster here with the Nebraska Community Foundation. This is their 2024 celebration and training going on today. 30 years of the Nebraska Community Foundation. We're joined by Joe Kamler from Shickley. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you for having me.
You are one of the veterans here. You've been with the Nebraska Community Foundation for 25 years. Is that what you said?
That's correct.
What does it mean to a place like Shickley to be involved with the Nebraska Community Foundation?
Well, what quickly comes to mind is the Shickley Community Foundation was formed in 1991, and we spun our wheels, tried to figure out what we were supposed to do, and we ran into the Nebraska Community Foundation folks about 9 years later, and we got hooked up with them, and they set us on a course that we have just been phenomenally successful ever since our affiliation with them.
You say that you weren't sure what you were supposed to do. Was there a feeling that Shickley was, like so many small towns, in trouble? We needed to go somewhere?
Well, it all started, we had a visitor come to Shickley. He was a retired economics professor from Chadron State. His name was Ed Nelson. He came to Shickley, randomly just drove around and says, you know, your town is kind of underperforming. You could do some things here. You have assets that you need to develop. So he had a series of town hall meetings. And from that, one of the ideas that came from the town hall meetings was start a community foundation. And then we started it, and then we thought, what's this thing supposed to do? And we've kind of found our way, but we weren't very successful with fundraising until we got affiliated with the Nebraska Community Foundation. And then we had access to training and operations development. And then, we've not looked back.
You kind of referred to Shickley as a little big town.
Correct.
What do you mean by that?
We have big ideas. But we're a community, the town is 330 people. We think there's another 250 to 300 in our school district. But we get a lot of things done. Big ideas don't scare us, and a lot of them come true.
And you talk about the Shickley Way, right? Kind of that same idea of...
Yeah, so I tell you, I was born and raised there. And I love it. The best attribute of our community is whatever fundraiser event is taking place, it is successful, it is unified, people broadly support it.
It wasn't that long ago that towns of 320 people weren't supposed to survive, right?
Yeah. I tell you, our school enrollment is up compared to 10 years ago. We started in our school system, we started an early learning facility. Through our school system, we're kind of rare in that we fund, and as part of our curriculum, babies, infants. We have a building that houses 6-week-old infants to preschool age. And with our staffing, we're able to provide daycare for around 20 children under age 4. So a huge community asset that a lot of communities envy.
Yeah, for sure, because what we're seeing in economic development is that, towns, it was always you've got to have jobs and you got to have housing. But now you add in that you need to have daycare, and Shickley's already there.
Yeah, it was a big undertaking. It's been hugely successful because it's actually been a school recruiter. Okay. We've gotten kids to enroll in our school that started as infants, and the parents begin to know each other, and they say, we don't want to lose this.
Talk about a little bit how that all worked out. You said that you kind of team up with Shickley Public Schools. Did you guys kind of work together to find some of the money that was out there?
Yeah, so Shickley Public Schools was the spearhead behind it. And to start a daycare, in a school system, obviously didn't have furniture, equipment. So they came to the Shickley Community Foundation and says, hey, we can provide monies for staffing and like the big dollar stuff. Can you help us with some of the smaller things? And yeah, you bet. That's what the Shickley Community Foundation is all about. You come to us with ideas, we can help supplement some funds.
So many, we're starting to see a trend of smaller schools or smaller towns getting more younger people starting to come back or to stay. Are you seeing that in Shickley?
Most definitely. Yeah, we've been blessed. We have a large amount of people 35 and under that are back, whether they're employed in agriculture or maybe some neighboring towns. They're finding that Shickley is just a pretty cool place to live.
Part of the Shickley Way, right? There you go. You said you worked with the high school, with the schools to get the early learning facility. You've also worked with the hospital, haven't you?
Yeah. So, another cool thing is with working with the Shickley Community Foundation is we view our community as an extension of Shickley. For instance, we've helped fund some Fillmore County Hospital expansions and additions, and been very proud of that because that's our medical provider. They're not in Shickley; they're up the road in Geneva, but hey, they're part of our community because that's where we go for medical services. Another, we help the 4-H fairgrounds in Geneva. We also help fund the movie theater with some of their improvements because that's where we go.
One of the things I noticed too, that I don't know that I've heard this in a lot of communities, but you will actually help teachers further their education too, haven't you?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we do so many things. That's kind of a hidden gem in that our school will request a grant to assist teachers wanting to get their master's degree or doctor's degree. And so it's not 100% payment to them. They have to have skin in the game, and then the school administers the monies to them, providing they meet all the parameters. Yeah, huge deal for us.
You've been involved in this, Joe, for lots of years. What's your proudest moment, would you say?
So, thinking back, I said we were established in 1991, raising some money. In 1994 was our first grant. It was $1,000. Took us 3 years to be able to grant $1,000. Well, I am so proud to be on this journey to where now our annual payout is nearly $100,000. So that's what I'm most proud of.
That is amazing. How about future goals?
Yeah, future goals. So with the help of the Nebraska Community Foundation, we've been trained to try to fundraise for way down the road in the aspect of planned giving. So we've got people pretty well educated about cash gifts and gifts now, but planned giving is making a gift in your will back to the Shickley Community Foundation. And that's something new we're embarking on, and we're very green at it yet, but that's something we're trying to build.
We've heard a phrase a couple times here today, that mindset of abundance, that idea that there's a lot going on in our communities, not only financially, there's some money out there, but just people that are willing to take leadership roles. Have you seen that with Shickley too? Yeah,
we do. With the grants we've made in the past, there's a track record now. There's trust built, and we're seeing momentum swing to where people are saying, there is a future in rural life, and we like it, and we want to make it for our kids for the future.
All right, very good. Joe Kamler with Shickley. Man, you guys are doing a lot of great things here in Nebraska Community Foundation. A big part of it, probably an awful lot of people coming around and asking you how you did it.
Yeah, that's correct. And there is no secret there's no secret sauce to this. It's just hard work. Put your nose to the grindstone. And I also want to thank the community of Shickley, because our donor base is large and very understanding.
It is amazing. And you look at towns across the state that are going, gosh, I don't know how we can do it. I don't know how we can survive. Just look at Shickley. And
you don't get to this point without being in it for 30 some years.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time here, and thank you for the work that you've been doing.
Thank you.